What's up guys? I hope you watched my video on how to get a lo-fi sound using a few plugins. So we talked about the RC20 Retro Color plugin, which just does everything all in one plugin, giving you that nice lo-fi sound. And we also talked about some Waves plugins, the Abbey Road stuff. But today I just want to break down that track. So let's just look at each track one by one. So Una Corda is a piano sound by Native Instruments. I really like it because you can really get it to sound very dull. It's really great for cinematic sounds as well. So now J37 adds some wow and flutter in there, so right away you're going to hear the pitch shift a little bit. And adding the vinyl plugin also adds up all those crackles and clicks. But again, more of this in my lo-fi sound video. I want to really talk about the other tracks. For the piano chords, I used Una Corda again. I actually used the scale feature, which gives me chord sets. Very simple chords. The pad sound is coming from FM8 by Native Instruments. I'm playing the same chords that the piano chords are playing. So let's hear both of them together because they really complement each other. Now normally this pad sound is much wider. So here's what it sounds like without me adding this mono thing, because I want it to really sit right in the center of the mix to make it sound more vintage. So there you go. Now you're hearing it, and it's so much wider. The stereo width is so much wider. With mono on, there you go. It like pulls it into the center. Here was the fun part. I used the bass by Native Instruments, and this is the Scarby J bass, and I played this live. I probably did like 2 takes of it, and I just wanted to sound kind of jazzy and lazy. Now you hear that I really didn't spend time to quantize this or anything because I like the natural feel of this sound. All right, for the drum rack, I chose my own drum sounds. There's the kick, there's a snare, hat, a snare fill, and the open hi-hat. I added, again, J37 and decapitator. I toned it down with decapitator. You'll see I've put the tone down here, and I've cut the highs here a little bit, and I've added drive. And J37 also adds a little bit of the tape sound. Get a little bit more of a bounce to it, I added another drum loop on top of it. Now this one I've EQ'd a lot. Now let's take the EQ out and you can hear what this drum loop sounds like. Now I really just like the groove of this drum loop, and I wanted that groove inserted with my own drums. I added J37 to give it a little bit of the vintage feel as well, and I EQ'd it so that only the tops are in there, and together with the other drums it sounds like this. Now here's where this gets really special. Here's the piano solo in the mix. Again, this is Una Corda. What I did next was very interesting. So I took a portion of my finished beat and then I recorded it to a track, and I sliced it. And that produced all these different sounds. And to some of these sounds, I added something called Echo Boy by Soundtoys, which then gave it just another dimension. Here are some just plain samples. But in addition to that, I took some of those slices, added Echo Boy in there, pitched it differently. So you'll see I've transposed it, this one up by 12 semitones. And it produces a completely different kind of sound. Here's another one. Here's what it sounds like normally without the effects I added. It just sounds like almost nothing, right? You would think that what is that gonna do? It's not gonna become an interesting sound, but apply some Soundtoys Filter Freak to it and some Soundtoys Echo Boy, and now you've got a very interesting sound. Now, after slicing and putting it into a drum rack, I actually played these, and here's what it sounds like. So if you're looking for sounds, if you're looking for inspiration, you don't have to look very far. Make a cool beat and then slice it up, add a few effects to it. You've got brand new sounds that are super inspiring. The only other thing I added to this track, because I was listening to it over and over again, and I kept hearing Notorious B.I.G. in my head and his song, One More Chance. So I sampled the Notorious B.I.G. song, One More Chance, and I just added a little bit of his voice in here. Add a little echo at the end, and now with the full beat. And that is it. That's the final mix. Oh, what do I have on the master? I have Greg Wells Mixcentric using the You Clean Up Real Nice preset. And I also have, on top of that, Soundtoys Little Radiator, which just warms up everything and gives it a little bit of grit. There you go. Hope you enjoyed this beat breakdown. Don't forget to watch my other video on creating lo-fi sounds. If you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Keep making the music that you love. And I will see you guys later.